All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah. Welcome to a kind of impromptu episode of Let's Talk Photography podcast. And as many of you know, I host on Thursdays, usually Thursday about 4 p.m. or so. And I wanted to do it a day early for, well, here in America, it is Thanksgiving or Gratitude Day or whatever, how you wish to call it. And I figured, you know what? I've been super consistent lately. I don't want to break that vibe up and, miss out on doing a live stream. So here we are. Um, Hold on. All right, let me turn off that, making sure everything's in order. So, with all that said, as you do come filter in, let me know where you're from, where you're at, what city, what country, whatever. I'd love to know. Post it down in the super chat there. Okay. We got the super chat action going on. Let me make this thing a little bigger. Does that matter? I think so. All right, there we go. We got it on big, I guess. Let's do medium. Anyway, so while we do that, let me go ahead and take care of some of this business. So first and foremost, if you haven't already, okay, make sure you go ahead and follow me on all the socials. I'm on Facebook. I'm on X or Twitter or whatever they decide to keep this name, because I heard him posting today about changing the name back, but he's not going to do that. But anyway, I'm on Instagram and on Threads. All of the links to my socials you can find down below in the description section, or in the description section. So go ahead and check that out. Okay. Now, I do want to let you know I'm still currently hosting a Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale on my fashion photography Lightroom presets, which you can find by clicking the link down below in the description section. Who would have thought? And they're now only $24.99 for the entire fashion photography Lightroom preset collection. Okay. So go ahead and check that out if you want an easy way to get started with your editing. And as many of you know, Lightroom presets are not the end all to be all, but it's a good entryway in trying to gauge how you like the final result of your photos. The presets that I have are used on all of my photos. If you see my photos on Instagram, especially my website, they're edited starting with my presets, and then I adjust accordingly depending on the tone and the energy that I want to give off on that particular photo. But I definitely used one out of the 12 presets. So if you're looking to get a preset package or just support the channel, that is a great way. And all you got to do is head to my to the link down in the description or to robertsilverphotography.com. All right. Let's see here. As the algorithm is doing what it does, pushing this video out there, I hope I want to get more people in here. I understand that this is kind of like not my normal time, and I already know there's going to be a few people that I normally see that wouldn't expect me to be live right now. And I just want to make sure that I'm out there and sharing with all of you before we go ahead and eat and spend time with our family. I don't think much people do Black Friday sale rushes anymore, but Friday's Black Friday. So I expect folks to be pretty busy throughout the weekend. And then Monday, we have Cyber Monday. Okay. I think the last time I did a Black Friday rush, like I just wanted to check it out and shop on Black Friday and run to different stores. Gosh, it has to be 2016, something around then. And I hated it. Okay. I avoid it at all costs now, but I don't think most people do that anymore. Most deals that are fantastic are on, Amazon or on the websites of the brands that you want to look for. They're hosting it and they're more than glad to ship it to you within 2-day air. So I don't know why I would want to go through all the traffic. Well, there used to be no parking at malls, if malls even exist wherever you're at. So yeah, I think Black Friday now it's pretty much all online, right? I mean, for the most part, which is good and bad. You know, if you're a local camera store, that might not be good for them. And I always try to encourage you to, if you're going to get camera gear, try to get it from a local camera shop. That it really does help out, and it does matter for sure. Okay. Let's see here. I did release a video yesterday, a new video. Here it is, and it is a video. Hold on right here. I'm so sorry. And there we go. And it's entitled "A Cheap 35 millimeter for the Nikon Z mount cameras, but is it good?" It's basically my overall review of the 7 Artisans autofocus 35 millimeter f1.8 lens. And this lens right here was so much fun to review. I really like the framing of a 35 mil for like everyday walk around, travel, landscape, street photography. A 35 is so much fun. And this lens is lightweight, full metal construction, like full metal body, excuse me. And it worked great on my Nikon Z6 Mark III. So if you want to see my full review as well as photos I took with this lens, well, go ahead and head to my channel, which you're watching right now. But go ahead, it's the latest video I uploaded yesterday. Go check that out. And of course, I left the link down below for you to check out the lens itself. It's only $299 for that lens. It's a really, really great option for any Nikon Z mount users that are pretty new and want to get into creating great images, but with better low light performance and a faster lens. But it's very affordable. And for $299, I think any new photographer, or even myself, I mean, I'm a professional, but I found the space for this lens specifically in my camera bag. For me, like when I do events or casual BTS kind of photography at a fashion show, a 35 mil is perfect. I could get some group shots, and I also could take some nice portraits and work better in low light with that f1.8 aperture. And again, this gives all that to you for only $299. All right, so check out that lens. It's a really cool lens. I think f1.8 lenses are vastly underappreciated. I really do. I think that when people say fast lens or better performing lens from your kit, people want to go straight to the pro grade stuff, whether it be a zoom lens with a constant aperture of f2.8 or f1.4 or 1.2 if possible. But honestly, I think a lot of people will be well served checking out the f1.8 prime lenses in your camera system. And a lot of times they're very, very affordable. All right. All right, let me take my little coffee break here. And so, as you can see, a little product drop. Never be shameful about promoting your brand. I'm definitely not. All right. Get that coffee action in there. I know it's late. It's 5 p.m. here, and I'm drinking coffee. All right. That's how crazy things are getting. All right, let's see here. Any questions, comments, etc.? Make sure you post it down in the live chat. Now let's take a look. What do we got here? Oh, forgot to say. Did I mention this thing? Oh, I do want to mention. Let me just pull this up real quick. If you're looking to improve your photography, here we go. Here we go. Okay. All right, that's cool. Let me share the screen. Awesome. Share screen and boom, boom. All right. So if you're looking to improve your photography, head on over to my website at robertsilverphotography.com. Click on store, which you can see right up top, and head to service. And I have mentorship programs where in which I will help you either go through your portfolio and really deconstruct it, help you to better improve the branding and when it comes to the perception of a client and or agency. Since I work with a lot of models and some designers, then I tend to create a portfolio that would attract them. Because when it comes to a portfolio, it's really not about you. It's about showing your best foot forward, but it's also about creating a brand that attracts the kind of work that you want to be paid for. And I have, a virtual mentorship program for 60 minutes if you need that, or a face to face. Okay, I'm down to do face to face. I'm here in the Bay Area. You got to kind of like come to me or we meet up, etc. But I can do a 60-minute face to face and or just virtual. And again, I also host a portfolio review as well. And we can really bust down your portfolio, or it could be just your website, right? Entirely, and go through it and say, okay, how does this look? What kind of photos you should be having and what photos you should be taking off that website. All right. Because simple is better. Simple is better. So you go here, you can take care of whichever package you feel needs best to help you out, and then we'll schedule a meeting. It's as simple as that. All right. So that is that. Let's see here. Again, if you have any, let me put up this banner. If you have any questions or comments, opinions, etc., don't forget to post them down in the live chat. I'm constantly checking it out. So don't worry. Feel free to jump on in. Of course, in the meantime, you can go ahead and smash that like, subscribe to the channel to help this channel get to 20K. That is the next goal. First I should say for 2025, my goal was 15K. So I'm very happy to announce that I'm now, well over 17,000. So I smashed that right there. And then, but then I said to myself, you know what? Since I hit 17K, what does 20,000 look like? So that is literally my new goal for this year's. I don't know if I'm going to reach 20K, but I'll be happy if it hit 18K, obviously. But my next goal now in general is 20,000. So if you enjoy content like this, any of the stuff that I've created in the past, the videos, etc., and you want to see more live streams, subscribe, hit that bell, and of course, like this video. All right. Okay. So what do we got here? Oh, okay. Looks like we got a little comment. Okay. Everybody says the S1R. Hey, first of all, thank you very much for your comment. Everybody says the S1R2 is photocentric, but I think it's secretly next level video camera. Yeah, I can see why you think that for sure. It's really interesting because all the promotion and video reviews, I've seen people really push that S1II as that video centric camera. Myself, I'm personally waiting for the S1H2. Okay. I saw something on lrumors.com that talked about an interview with a higher level manager in Lumix, and there was whispers of they hear that us Lumix fans are screaming for S1H2, and they know they need to get that out. So, but I was very close with the S1II, but the overheating issue is the thing that worried me a lot. Right. But yeah, having it 8K, open gate, I mean, that already is like, ooh. And so those sort of things, the RE log, log 3 and whatnot, that definitely was extremely appealing. And yeah, no, I think the S1R2 definitely has a place for sure. But it's very interesting how people just pretty much just really leaned into S1R2 photo, S1II video. And it's like, there's a lot of like overlapping capabilities here. So, but nonetheless, I'm a huge fan of Lumix. I think they're the well, I should say sleepy dragon. Like people just overlook Lumix a lot or don't give them their credit. And that's definitely not the case when it comes to once you have it in your hand and you look at the features pound for pound compared to other camera brands in their product line. They tend to outbeat any camera. Seriously, really. Matter of fact, today I was looking at the Pixis 6K, which dropped to $2,300. They had a 30% off, and I almost smashed that buy button. I really was. I was like, oh, shoot, I can't believe it. A Pixis 6K. But if you look at the S1II, the S1II compared to the Pixis 6K, you're like, wait a minute, that's not too far off, and clearly they're about the same price, right? When it's regular price, they're both about the same price. I was like, dang. And then I started thinking, I was like, what are the pros and cons between S1II, Pixis 6K? Well, right now the Pixis 6K is floating at $2,300. And that, my friend, is hard to pass up. Right. But if they were both full price, boy, gosh. When I think video centric right now, I'm in the box style like mindset. So I'm waiting for I want a box camera for just dedicated video. I'm glad that you can get phenomenal stuff out of mirrorless cameras now. You really can. You can't go wrong with them. But I want a box style. I really do. That Pixis 6K sounds great. I was really harping on not harping, but I was really drooling, quite honestly, over the Pixis 12K for the price. But I keep hearing about that loud fan, and that got me worried. That seriously got me worried for when because I like to have my rigs where it's like one man army kind of situation, right? If I don't have a crew and all this stuff, worst case scenario, that fan may ruin some audio. I don't know how loud because I haven't tried it out face to face, but I've heard enough people complain about it. So I was like, all right, honestly, I don't need 12K, but a 6K Pixis and it's half the price of a 12K. I'm like, all right. And then all of a sudden they dropped it to $2,300. I was like, what in good God's name? That was phenomenal. So here's the thing. When I saw that Pixis drop to $2,300, 30% off, you can check it out on Adorama. Here's the thing. I said, if anybody noticed about a month and a half ago, I would say a month, on Adorama, they dropped that price, not 30%, but I believe it was around 20%. It was $2,600 for like 2 weeks. I'm not sure. I didn't see too many people talk about it, but I certainly saw it because I added it to my wish list when it dropped to $2,600 for just the L mount. It was just for L mount. And I was like, dang, wow, Pixis 12K? I mean, 6K L mount? I was like, ooh, this is starting to look interesting. I wish the Pixis came with phase detect autofocus. Not that I need that for like doing cinematic, like my films or anything like that. But when you're a one-man army, a solo shooter, guess what? That feature really comes in handy. Okay. Especially when you just want to pick up the camera, turn it on, start recording. That comes in handy. I don't want to always have to manual focus or rely on manual focus, and that contrast detect. I've had too many issues where it's hunting, just ruin the shot. So I wish I had that. It says it has improved autofocus. I don't know what that means exactly until I try it out, but I'm sure it'll perform like the GH6, which has like super fast contrast phase detect contrast based autofocus. But it's still not phase detect, right? When I used the Lumix S5 Mark II, that camera's reliable. I can actually rely on that. So I want that. I wish that was in the Pixis. It would make it a much easier choice for me. But And again, at full price, you could look at the S1II. So, boy, gosh, that's a hold on, let me think about that. Where's my thinking music? Gosh, S1II, Pixis 6K. I'm trying to think of what I would lose. Honestly, I don't think you would lose a whole lot with either one, except form factor for sure. Hopefully, the overheating issues, you won't really get that. One does Blackmagic RAW, one does ProRes RAW, and I believe the S1II you can still do Blackmagic RAW, but externally to like an Atomos Ninja 5 or something. So you won't lose out on that color, on that codecs per se. So, gosh, then that's just really a toss up. Well, you at least get the full version of DaVinci Resolve when you do get the when you get the Pixis camera. So that's a serious plus. That's $300. But anyway, but at 30% off for Pixis, that's hard to pass up at $2,300. Let me ask you guys this. Let me ask you this. For $2,300, would you get the Nikon ZR or the Pixis 6K? That's probably a great question right now, being that it's 30% off. Let me see. What would I do? I think I would ZR versus Pixis 6K. Oh my God, I'm going to hurt some feelings. I'd probably, if it's for just straight video, I would do the Pixis. I would do the Pixis. Because I get open gate, right? Cinematic 4K at 120. Clutch. Love that. You get Blackmagic RAW, you get all those color codecs, no problem. You get DaVinci Resolve. Yeah, I like the form factor a bit better. The Z8 was nice in the hand. It's cool. It's light. It's great, like B cam or a crash cam or something like that. But I still like something a little bit bigger when I'm hand holding, just to give me more added stability when I'm not using a gimbal or a camera saddle or something. I think I would choose the Pixis 6K. The footage I've seen come out of that thing is freaking unreal. And you have different versions of Blackmagic or B-RAW that you can record. And R3D is going to be super, super duper duper deliciously large files that I'd be creating. And you get full HDMI, you get a mini XLR cable jack in the camera. What else do you get in there? Anamorphic support. Let's talk about that. You get anamorphic D-squeeze internally in the Pixis 6K and that open gate, as I mentioned earlier. I'm curious about the stabilization because the ZR stabilization was pretty freaking nice. So I'll have to give it that. That was nice. I do like that big screen. That's pretty cool too. So it'd be a toss-up, but I personally think just for filmmaking, like if I was just needed a camera to just record great footage, because I'm actually putting together right now, I'm in development for a docu-series. So I am looking at cameras clearly. I think, yeah, that Pixis 6K. I would do the ZR if I oh, gosh, geez. Again, for a great run and gun. It would be next to my Z8, right? I could do the talking head with the Z8, Z9 portions, and then I would use a ZR for my run and gun, recording B-roll, stuff like that. I like how nice and compact that ZR is. But from what I'm told and what I've seen, the Pixis 6K is pretty compact, and it doesn't look like it takes up a whole lot of space until you rig it out, of course, right? Then it gets to be a little bit of a beast. So, anywho, now we are moving right along. I want to talk about the main. Well, let's talk about this next thing. Let me get this thing framed up first. This was. Here we go. Cool. Setting everything up from behind the scenes. All right, let's talk about this story I found on Petapixel. Instagram updates camera so you can film 20-minute reels. Now, I'm bringing this up because it's related to photography overall, right? We all use social media to brand ourselves. And when I mean we all, meaning most of us, and me for sure. And I do post reels. I find myself lately, especially this year, just posting a lot more carousel, set of photos. I like that they extended it from like, I think it was like 6 to 10, and now you could put like 20 photos. And I think that's great. You can really showcase, let's say, an event that you just shot or a set of headshots and photos from a recent photo shoot. I think that's really great. So just when we thought they stopped doubling down on reels and vertical video, well, they just tripled down with this new added edition feature. Okay, let's go check it out. So Instagram has introduced a series of updates to its Reels camera, including the ability to record videos up to 20 minutes long. Now, that's crazy. That's basically going head to head with YouTube or any other long form content producer. Matter of fact, it does go head to head with YouTube, but YouTube only allows up to, I forgot how long, but I know I put up to a minute, but I think it could do up to 3 minutes. I mean, watching 20 minutes long vertical videos, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's an episode. That's an episode. Instagram announced the updates saying changes to the Reels camera are intended to make it easier for people to shoot and edit directly in the app. And when I mean the app, I think it's their Reels edit app. What is that thing called? It's called it is called Edits. Instagram Edits app, that separate app where you could like it basically is like a CapCut version, but straight for Instagram, while CapCut is really to help promote TikTok. So you can upload your footage there or record it straight from the edits and then have it directly uploaded or posted onto your Instagram account. So I think that's where really what they're trying to do in the back end is like, okay, this is how we can promote this other product called Edits, and then obviously share it on social media. Get ready for your close up. Our Reels camera is easier to use and better than ever. The Instagram designer team has been working hard addressing your feedback, key areas for improvement, and collaboration with our product and research teams. From customizable touch ups to longer reels, our new camera has better usability and new features to help you create your next reel. So if I click on this camera, oh, yeah, there's a touch up. I see that. So if you go inside the actual camera part before, when you go press the reel, when you click on reels, press the camera, and then it gives you all those functions. But you click on the, let me see what it says on the clock. Oh, it does a countdown now. Well, that's pretty dope. But right now it still says 60 seconds on mine, so maybe it hasn't released yet, but it says up to 60 seconds, a 3-second countdown. Let's see, set timer, face me. Okay. Let's see how this is. I got my camera right, my cell phone right here, and then boom. Oh, okay, it's counting down. And oh my God, I'm recording myself on Instagram. I actually like that feature. That's pretty cool. I never used it. I usually make my vertical videos from my cell phone and then edit it in like CapCut or something. So that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, let's start that over. We're not going to save that junk. But mine still says 60 seconds, but hopefully that's probably going to be available very soon. When I click on the length, let me see if I click on length. Oh, shoot. No, there it is. 20 minutes. Oh, my God. Look at that. Damn. That's a serious rant. Okay. I don't know if you guys want to look at me vertically for 20 minutes. I apologize ahead of time. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyway, so let's see here. Let's scroll down. Most significant update is the extension of the Reels camera maximum recording time to 20 minutes. Instagram says a longer window allows you more creative freedom and longer storytelling, giving users the option to capture extended footage without relying on external editing tools or splitting content on multiple clips. The upgrade applies. Yeah, they don't want you to use anybody else's platform. They want you to stay on Instagram as much as possible. So this makes sense. Upgrade applies directly within the Reels camera, allowing longer videos to be recorded. Okay. They also offered other features. Reels camera aimed at simplifying the editing process. A dedicated undo option has been added, allowing users to quickly remove most recent clips. Okay, I always thought that was kind of there. You asked for more control over touch up. Now you can adjust intensity to subtly enhance how you look. No more over processed selfies. Well, I guess that's all right. I hate those fake selfies. I mean, people who do those face enhancement selfies, we can tell. We can tell. It's so obvious. Just want to put that out there if anybody's using it. All right. So that's the first thing there. Personally, I mean, that's kind of cool. I haven't used it. I'm gonna use it a little bit and just see what I can create out of it. I do like the simplification, as it does mention, to just keep everything within one app, so you can record, edit, post all in one app. I think that's cool. I think the countdown option, which I think I'm old to find slow to find out. That's a very cool option because that's the one thing I hated was like holding it and having to be ready to go immediately, and having a countdown and having a stand, I think could be a game changer too, right? So, I mean, that's a stupid little feature, but I like it at least. It is what it is. All right. So that is that for that story. Let me see here. Any comment on Canon R6 III? You know, from what I could tell, and I'm not a Canon user, I haven't ever used I've only tested one Canon camera with since I've had my channel. It was the Canon EOS R, like the first mirrorless one with no IBIS in it. And actually really liked it. I liked how it handled. It felt great in the hand. The balance was great. And I like the autofocus, always freaking amazing from Canon. But I just never really got in depth with using it. But from what I could tell, um, the C50 and the 6.3, most people will be fine with the R6 III. Most people, I think that is probably like if I was comparing it to Nikon, like a Z6 III, super well rounded, great balance between photo performance, video performance. Color's never an issue with Canon, right? And their glass is always fantastic, even though they're freaking expensive and hardly any third party ever carries RF lenses, but that's another argument. But I think that camera will apply or make sense for 90% of photographers out there. If you're looking to do 7K footage, if you're looking to really go hardcore in video, then the C50 may be more of an option. But for most people, I think the R6 III looks phenomenal personally. And it's pretty diverse. And I like that. You got to think about the use case factor when it comes to these cameras. Because if you're limited on a budget and you're like, okay, what's that one camera I could kind of do great on both? That camera looks like that one. It's like my opinion, like when you look at the ZR, people are like, oh my God, a ZR, it's fantastic. It is great. I haven't seen too much of bad things besides the mini HDMI and no dual card slot of at least 2 SD cards, a micro SD. I don't know what the micro SD is doing alongside a CF Express Type B card. and no open gate. And anyway, so there's like a little list. Personally, I think most people will be more than happy with the Z6 Mark III. That's my opinion. ProRes RAW internal. Most people don't know how to deal with ProRes RAW. What are they going to do with R3D files? They won't know. Most people don't that have been shooting Nikon for a long time. So go back to your question. I think most people will be the C50 is out of most people's leagues. If I'm wrong, if I'm lying, I'm dying. Okay, let me know. So I think the R6 III is a phenomenally well balanced camera between photos and stills. So that is my overall opinion. I wish I could test it out. If somebody from Canon wants me to give it a shot, I certainly would. That's a camera worth a fantastic review. All right. Because that's the way I shoot. I do a lot more photo and video now. So those cameras matter to my workflow, may not to you. If you just want fantastic photos, I still would say go with the R6 III. Okay. Because again, the C50 is like more video centric, but I think it's a lot more video for most people. Exactly. Thank you very much. Exactly. That's exactly my point. It's like the versatility is there. You already know the handling, meaning the body build of the camera is going to be solid, weather sealed, everything else. But ultimately, what you can get out of it, for most people, that's going to be the camera. It's just going to be a better experience, user experience, getting with that camera. And when people look at cameras, right? I I I mean, granted, I want you all to watch videos when I do reviews and all this other stuff, and that's fantastic. And we're everybody's doing the same damn camera review, But ultimately, it comes back to use case. Like, how is it that I'm applying it? And remember, when you're watching me or you're watching somebody else, you're watching people with subtle biases, right? I tend to like more hybrid centric cameras, tell you the truth, because I tend to be a solo shooter, whether it be photography or video, or even shoot my own content during photo shoots. I don't have a camera guy and all the stuff. So my cameras have to I need to be lean and mean. Some people just really love photos, and you're gonna hear that. Some people don't like fashion photography. They'll talk about sport photography. So their perspective is a little skewed on lens performance, let's just say, or autofocus performance. I've had great issues. I've had a great experience with photography with the Lumix S5 Mark II, which is available right now for only 1,500 bucks. I've never had an issue, but I shoot fashion, I shoot portraits, I shoot headshots. I think the autofocus on Lumix is great, but some people swear to God that it is the devil reincarnated. But you have to deconstruct their perspective and understand a lot of times it's bias. It's just how they use it, right? So take it with a grain of salt. That's why I watch a bunch of us. Okay, watch mine twice though, but watch everybody's and then come to a conclusion. Hey, how do I use it? What would my use case be? And that's why I think in this point, the R6 Mark III for most people is more than enough camera, more than enough camera. All right. Um, and kind of goes to my argument about the 35 millimeter f1.8 lens review I just did. It's like, oh, it's a 1.8 lens. Yeah, but it's smaller, lighter. It's still full body, full metal body, has a function button. It's compact as hell. It's only $299. And for most people, aperture f1.8 is still great. It really, really, really is. Now you're talking about like a half stop and, you can go to 1.4 and all this other stuff and 1.2. And I mean, it's great to have those lenses. And, I do have great art lenses and I have fast lenses, but when I use that lens, it's fun. It's fun. And I never felt held back. You could check out my review. I shot cityscape and like, what do you call it? Everyday photography stuff throughout San Francisco and shot some landscape stuff. And then I did a photo shoot with the same lens. And guess what? The lens never held me back because it was an f1.8 lens. So for me, let me land my plane. The point is that, like, look at the use case, right? How does it help to improve my style, right? Or where I want to go with my photography? And then look at the camera's functions and features. People, I've got I got to do a video about Nikon ZR versus the Nikon Z6 Mark III. Because me personally, I know some people may not like it. I kind of like the Nikon Z6 Mark III better. Okay, I know I'm going to upset some people, but that's just my opinion. I think it's if someone was to ask me, "Hey, Robert, what do you think would be a better use of my money?" I honestly think the Z6 Mark III is a better positioned camera. In my opinion, I think it's Nikon's most well-rounded mirrorless camera they have available right now. That's right. Shots fired. Shots fired. That's my opinion. And that's what kind of the Canon R6 Mark III looks like to me. And I didn't run out to get the ZR because I want first of all, as many of you know, I live and die by Nikon. It has been my go-to camera since I started photography. I bought my first Nikon D3100 when I was in film school, and I needed a camera, and bought it from Best Buy, 2-lens kit. Shout out to Best Buy. And then so there's no qualms there. I just wanted like a stripped down red, like an actual Komodo X stripped down full frame, like box camera. I would have swiped my card. I would have cut someone's finger as fast as I would have swiped my card. I wanted a box style, stripped down, full frame. It doesn't have to be global shutter, you know, and a red box camera. That would have been, my head would have freaking exploded. I'd be like, look. I would have tell everybody, look at here. I have to get this thing. You know, then I would have been okay. But I think the ZR for me, I could wait. I'm not, I could wait. I want something that's really awesome from Nikon. That's like a box, or from Lumix. Whoever does it first, they're gonna get my money. Truth Seeker says, agreed to the Z6 Mark III is better, but ZR screen is not. It is not. I can't complain. Okay, I can't complain. But here's the thing, Truth Seeker. I have 4 field monitors. I have a 7-inch and 3 5-inch field monitors. Okay. I know it adds weight, bulk, all this other stuff, but I'll survive. You put that with the Z6 Mark III. And you rig out. You could check out on my channel. I've done that. I've rigged out my Z6 Mark III into a video camera rig. I'm happy. I'm okay. I'm cool. I'm great. So is that 4-inch screen helpful? Absolutely. That screen on the ZR is bright as heck. It looks gorgeous. Colors are great. I mean, and I'm blind. Okay. I just had to upgrade my prescription, and that back screen is phenomenal. Do I like the fact that you get 32-bit float audio in the ZR? Absolutely. Right. But man, if they put open gate, which will automatically make it available to anamorphic lens support like D-squeeze, I think then it would have been an amazing camera. I think they could have totally have done it. I mean, Lumix, again, the S5 Mark II for $1,500 right now. That lets me know they could have totally have done it and kept it at the same price. Totally kept it. So there's a few misses there where I'm like, well, I'm just might as well enjoy the Z6 Mark III. Okay. And I get a full HDMI. I get dual card slot, one SD, one CF Express Type B. I get Apple ProRes RAW, 6K at 60 frames a second. I mean, I still get a lot of great like functionality, And I don't plan on shooting, and raw and everything else unless I'm doing like a real project that deserves excuse me, that commands that much latitude when it comes to color grading. But for YouTube, shoot, I use standard color profile, people. That's all I do. I use standard, add a small little bit of touch up, and now I'm done. Because for me, it's about quick turnover. And for creating content, I'm not trying to like be editing all day. I need to turn this stuff over. Some of these sponsors, they want quick turnarounds. And honestly, I want to get the video out to all of you faster. So most of the time, I'm not going to be shooting Apple Pro, ProRes RAW and everything else, 12-bit, and the hell no. It's just not that realistic. Now, if you're recording professionally, video, etc., I can see that. Anyway, seen the Canon 45 F1II. I think I did see that. I've been looking at lately that Viltrox 85 f1.4 Pro lens that is now available for Nikon Z mount. It's only $598. Fantastic lens. It's available for E mount. 20% off. All right. Shoot, it's 20% off right now. That lens is only $478 and well worth it. I'm sure the 45 f1.2 is a phenomenal lens. I have. Hold on. Let me grab this lens real quick. Let me grab this lens. All right. Now, I say that I want to grab this lens. This was my first Sigma Art lens for the Lumix L mount when I bought the Lumix S1H back in the day. Well, now it's back in the day. It was 2020 or something. But it is what is this thing? It's a 45 f2.8. Not sure if you can see that there. Let me cover up my face. Here we go. 45 f2.8 lens. Full metal jacket. I'll just call it that. Full metal jacket. It's the contemporary line, the mirrorless contemporary line for Sigma. It's a very cool retro style if you don't know the contemporary line. Very cool lens, very small, compact. And this is my first time using a 45 on a full frame. And paired with the S1H, the framing is sexy. I just like it. I don't know what it is. It's not 50, it's not 35. It's just different, right? And has a clickable aperture ring. You can hear it, right? Up to 2.8. Look how small that thing is. It's super tiny. And cover up my face. There it is, super tiny. And so if you get one for 1.2, I'm just curious the price. Let's go. How about we go check it out? Let's go check out whatever that price may be. You said 45. All right. So Canon 45 f1.2 lens. Let's see. Oh, this is not a bad price. If it's this one, let me share it with all of you. Okay. Is this the lens right here? Truth Seeker, let me know if this is the lens. Allow, accept, Jesus. 469. 469? I think that's well worth it. That's going to be a fun lens. Okay, let's see. Let's take a look. So it's a nice and simple, straightforward lens. 469. Yeah, that's going to be a very cool lens. I don't know, for filming, I like the perspective. And again, here's that 45 I have, but it's Lumix L mount. I really love this lens. I barely get to use it as much as I should be using it. So if you're the one opinion I can give is it's a fun perspective, right? It's a fun focal length. Again, it's not as tight as a 50, not as wide as a 35. It's kind of fun. Okay. I think it's actually pretty versatile, whether you're doing photos or video. And look at this video here with her using it. You know, you're going to get great low light performance. Honestly, I think this could be a great lens. I think it'd be a great lens. You have a nice fast aperture, 1.2. It's no frills. Okay. It's a no frill, straight to the point, great aperture. I'm sure the bokeh is going to be smooth, and it's Canon, so you know the color is going to be great, the contrast, etc. Let's take a look at some of this stuff here. There we go. Look at these photos they're capturing with it. Does look nice, but I'm sure, and then in the hand, most lenses look great in the right hands. But I think for $469, you certainly can't beat it. Treat yourself. All right, treat yourself. Have some fun. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Truth Seeker. Yeah, that's a great lens. I think $469 for f1.2 from Canon, it's almost unheard of. All right. What's my favorite focal length? That is a great question. I'll be quite honest. If I could live and die by one lens, it'd be a 50 mil. That's just me. Where in the bloody blazes? Oh, hold on one second again. All right, here we go. Check it out. So, turn off that. Here we go. Look at this. This is my most used Nikon lens by far. It's the 50 mil f1.2 Z lens. I don't care what anybody says. It's one of my favorite Nikon Z lenses. I can shoot an entire editorial just with this lens and be absolutely fine. Has 1.2 aperture, as I just said. It's a little bit, you know, it's got some weight to it. Okay, I'll tell you that. But it's a banger every time. I don't generally shoot at 1.2. I shoot more at, like, honestly, 2.0 is like my sweet spot for me. Enough bokeh, compression, whatever you want to get, separation at 2.0. And generally, when you stop down a little bit on your lens, it actually gets a little bit more sharper across the frame. So for me, I generally like about 2.0 is my sweet spot. Okay, but this is definitely the most used lens I own by far. Okay, by far. Shout out to a 50 mil. You know, it is what it is. Whoops. I'm interested in the Z8, but I need a lens recommendation that won't break the bank. Okay, so with that said, you should look at the 24-120 f4 lens. I'll go get that. Okay, let me go get that lens. All right. Hang on for a second as I go get that dang lens. All right, let me go get that lens. All right. This here, excuse me, the 24-105 f4. I'm not sure if that's what I said. Okay, Love is Battlefield. Love is a Battlefield. This lens right here with that Z8, banger combination. And I believe that's what comes in its kit, if you get the kit. Okay. Now, as many of you know, I own the Z8 and the Z6 Mark III. I did own the Z9 as well, but I actually use the Z8 a hell of a lot more. This lens right here, especially for travel, all around, you get great range. You get a 24-105, obviously. You get f4, which is great for portraits, headshots for sure, and just general photography. Nice constant aperture in this lens. It's lightweight. It's not super big. I don't have huge hands, but anyway, it's like that. I think this lens, and let me see what they're charging nowadays. Let me go to Amazon. Okay. Let me hold on. Let me am I sharing this? Okay. Let me take you guys on my journey here. Okay, let's go to Amazon. Nikon 24-105 4 lens. Whoop. F4. Here we wait a minute. Oh, 24-120. I'm a retard. Anyway, it's all good. It is what it is. It's the holidays. We're gonna mess up. Look at this thing. $996. This is the right price. Unfortunately, due to tariffs, etc., it bumped up to $1149. But I bought it when it was still under $1,000. This is a fantastic lens. You will not be mad with this lens at all. Okay, love is a battlefield. This is a magnificent lens. Okay. I do a lot of handheld video with the the Lumix S5 Mark II. Not sure how well that would work on Z8. Okay, so there are a few the big difference. First of all, I use this for video a lot. Let me go back to my other screen. Levels of Battlefield. I've used the 24-120 f4 a lot when it came to solo video work. So this lens is fantastic. Of course, with f4, it won't be as bright as a 2.8 or 1.8 or whatever. That goes without saying. But it's compact, gives you a lot of range, right? From 24 to 105, there's a lot of range. And if you use the power zoom, you get a little bit more. Hello. So this thing, you could really punch in really well with this. I used it when I was shooting in LA for an event, and I had this with the Z6 Mark III. Smashed it. So this thing is great. It really is. Now, when you say when it comes to stabilization, Lumix, bar none, I think has the best IBIS in the market, bar none. And that's like one thing they just kill on. So I would, you will see a difference when it comes to stability or in-body stabilization compared to the two systems, just because Lumix is fantastic at that. Also, they have two image stabilization modes, right? So those stabilization modes where it's like, oh shoot, where's my? Okay. So you see this? This is my S5 Mark II. Okay, I'm shooting a dock, so I kind of rigged it out. Here it is right here. But I'm using this camera because of the stabilization in it, quite honestly. And it has active IS. The active IS options takes Lumix's stabilization to a whole nother level. So you will notice that, but the stabilization in Nikon is not bad at all. Not bad at all. Okay. So you will notice that. Outside of that, when it comes to the Lumix, for the same application, run and gun, I've used a 24-105 f4, and I absolutely loved it on the Panasonic. So moral of the story is you won't miss out on application with the Z8 with this lens, but you will notice a little bit with the stabilization, because Lumix kicks butt. All right. I hope that helps. If that is a serious issue, that might be where you want to be. But the Nikon Z cameras, or Z6 III, Z8, Z9 stabilization is very easy to work with. It's not bad at all. It's just Lumix that's like something that they're just synonymously known for great IBIS. So that's just off top. Okay. Either system is great when it comes to running and gunning and hand holding. All right. I know that was long-winded. I apologize. I hope it helped. All right. But I am very passionate about Lumix and Nikon, which is ironic because most people go to Sony or Canon. And here I am, I like the bad news bears. You know what I mean? I like the underdogs, to tell you the truth, because they give you more. Nikon gives you all these features and they don't care. They're just throwing everything in there. And Lumix, for sure, if you're a video centric part creative, Lumix throws everything on the plate and says, there you go. Now eat it up. I like the underdogs. That's just me. All right. Now let's get to the main topic of the day, shall we? Where are we? Where did my oh, there we go. Share this. Nice. But thank you for the questions, everybody. If you enjoyed what you see, please smash that like. Of course. Where's my banners at? Make sure you go ahead and smash that like, share, subscribe. This is my moment to do a little commercial. Every support really does matter. And believe it or not, likes do matter. Likes and engagements matter the most, to tell you the truth. I think engagements matter the most nowadays. It's hard to keep up with this algorithm stuff, right? Of course, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, let your opinion be known in the live chat right now. And the best way to support this channel is by becoming a member. I think my membership is only $4 a month or something. It's really not, or $5 or whatever it is. And believe it or not, I don't get the entire $5 because Google takes 30% of it. All right. That is the unfortunate fact. All right. So if you do like a creative and you like what they're doing, that is the best way to support them, because helps not only keep the lights on, but it helps me to dedicate more time. I was actually considering going live more often. I don't know if you all would like to see me more often live, but I was seriously considering it. And I was actually thinking about doing a 5-day live stream. And what I mean is I'll go live 5 days in a row. All right. See what that's like. That'd be pretty awesome. I'd like to try that challenge. Okay, so we are good. Let's get to our main event, shall we? There we go. Okay, here we are. Let's talk about this next thing. I got like a half an hour left. Okay. This is vacation time, folks. I'm giving you guys the best of me. That's for me. You know what? I think Macho Man Randy Savage enjoys the fact that I'm live right now. Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. And don't believe what others say, okay? Do not believe what they say. Putting in work here. Where's it? Where's my Donald Trump? Where is my Donald Trump? Oh, there we go. Don't believe what they say about me.
It's all fake news.
There you go. Even Donald Trump says it's all fake news. Anyway, so here we are. Panasonic released a new firmware update for the Lumix S1R2 or S1II and S1RII. Right? Now, for me, I was really happy and excited for this. And if anybody else shoots Lumix out there, you already know, if you have a Lumix, one thing they're really good at is firmware updates, and not just firmware updates, but frequently. Like they do firmware updates frequently. They just did I think a release in October, okay, to a few of their cameras. And now they're dropping another one to answer that overheating issue and some other issues users had. Now, one thing I can say about these cameras, the S1R2, S1II in particular, is that all the reviews that I've watched and seen, people love the colors that come out of it. They love what's packed inside of this camera. But I did hear constantly about this overheating issue. And that even got me a little worried when I was looking at this camera system and thinking, should I just jump into this if that S1H2 isn't out yet? because I'm still rocking that S5 Mark II, and that's a little bit long in the tooth. Still a phenomenal camera. I'm killing it. I just recorded my last short film on the S5 Mark II. 0 issues. And so let's see what they fixed. Okay, let's talk about it. So here we are. Panasonic announced a series of new firmware updates to the 3 cameras I mentioned, aimed at improving the hybrid shooting experience, enhancing functionality. Okay, in conjunction with the firmware update, an update for the app was also released. All updates will be available November 25th, yesterday. Now, the key feedback has played a key, user feedback has played a key role in shaping this update, such as optimized thermal management, which is something that I was upset to hear about when it came to the immediate experience of the S1II in particular, because like my S1H has a big fan in it. No unlimited record time. Even S5 Mark II has a fan. No issue ever with the thermal management. So to hear that was like, dang, maybe they rushed. Maybe they just wanted to put that camera out, and they knew they could fix it on the back end. But either way, it was not. I didn't like to hear that kind of news that they had that issue. Addition. Now this is cool. Addition is of the MP4 Lite recording option. I was like, ooh, let's see what that's about. And UI improvements. With support and input from the Lumix community, Panasonic has further refined the shooting and workflow experience. The company remains dedicated to this approach, providing ongoing firmware updates and product enhancements, which is true that they have a long history of doing that. Lumix S1RII firmware version 1.3. So let's talk about it. And version S12 version 1.2 and S1II version 1.2. Okay. So improved thermal control algorithm for longer record time. This is where they say is to help better improve the overall overheating issue problem, like getting over that. So the thermal control algorithm has been improved to make the recording time less affected by environmental factors, right? Recording in warmer conditions. Addition of lower speed option for super fast shutter burst. I forgot what the SH is, like super high or something. Burst shooting. A lower speed option has been added to SH burst shooting, including pre-burst shooting. And it has autofocus improvements. Auto recognition frame for only the main subject can now be set for display while using autofocus. Autofocus frame display for human eye recognition can be set to rectangular while using autofocus. Enhanced track and autofocus stability through algorithmic improvement. So they improved the autofocus. Congrats, Mazel tov. Added video features. The option for the low bit rate video format MP4 Lite can now be selected. Now check this out. So it'll record a 3.8K, 29, basically 30 frames a second or 25 frames a second at 50 megabits a second. Okay. That's kind of cool. I think for a lot of people, you want to save tons of video space and capture something better than a HD, but maybe not quite 4K, but damn near at 50 megabit. That means you're going to save so much space. Now, when would that be great? Honestly, during events, weddings, travel, videography. If you're making a vlog on the go and you want to save tons of space, that is going to be a cool option. Because again, it's all about what did I say? What I mentioned earlier. It's all about how you plan to use it in the long run. You don't always need to shoot raw and for everything and have massive file size. No, it's just a video for YouTube. Like, it's not that serious. This would be a great option. Like when I go to WPPI in March, hopefully I see some of you there. This would be a great option for vlogging. It really would be more than enough. Improved compatibility is the next thing that they fixed or improved on. So compatible with our interchangeable lenses So the 100 to 500 and a teleconverter. I think it's I haven't used that teleconverter, but okay, so they improved that. And support for Lumix smartphone app, Lumix Flow version 1.4. External monitor function allows applying LUTs to live view, displaying multiple frame markers and showing focus frames. So that's pretty cool too. I like the focus. I like the frame markers where it can do like horizontal and vertical. That's pretty freaking awesome. Really is. Um, and other minor improvements. So icon indicating the preview effect, yada yada. ISO auto can be set in the ISO. Okay, so here's the one thing I liked. They added a 1.6 times display option for the anamorphic D-squeeze display. I was so happy to hear that because guess what? The only anamorphic lens I have is from Suray, and it is 1.6. Okay, so I was happy about to hear this news. Okay. What is it? Oh, my Siri started to listen to me. Oh, she listened to me again. Oh my God. Boy, this watch listens to you. What else is there? That's the only major thing. Okay, so let's see the smart app. Support for LUT view assess, as I mentioned, support for multiple frame marker display. Okay, so that's cool. I definitely like that. Improved autofocus frame display for various recognition and automatic detection. So, with that said, what did I see where it talked about the actual? Okay, I think that was Petapixel. Let me head over to Petapixel because that's when they talked about the minutes, the improved recording minutes that this firmware gives those cameras. Where in the blue blazes is this thing? Give me a second. Gosh, there's a lot of updates on Petapixel. It's nuts how fast they post stuff. All right, here we go. All right, let me make sure you guys can see what I see. Nice. All right. Any questions, comments, concerns, let me know down below. Oh, let's check out some of these comments real quick. Rob, what do you think about the 7200 mil? I got rid of a few lenses. I only have 33 mil 1.2, 85 1.2. Well, honestly, wait, what are you using it for? If you had the 7200, for video for myself, I haven't used a 7200 actually in quite some time. If you want me to be honest, whether it be for photos or for sure for video, I just don't pull out a 7200 for video. It's not even a thought. I would pull out primes. So in your case, like a 35, a 85 for sure, a 50, you know. So, and it depends on what you're shooting. If you're shooting portraits, you can still get away with those two lenses you have. The 7200, I just haven't used that often lately. Not that I don't want to. I just find, now that you asked that question, I just haven't used it a whole lot. I have used the 135 1.8 lens from Viltrox, but I haven't felt the need to want longer focal lengths or like a 200, 150 or something. So it's kind of interesting. It's a very interesting timed question. So I think a 7200 is great, especially if you're doing sports or school stuff and all that other jazz. I can see it being very useful for that. Absolutely. But I think if you're doing portraits, most photographers may not need all that. I think most people could be fine with an 85 mil, a really good 85 mil, a 35 or a 24. You could totally smash an entire shoot with it. Maybe I would do a 35 and an 85. You could smash it. So, boy, now that's a great question. Quite honestly, got me thinking. Feel vulnerable. Sharing, being so honest with you. Uh-oh, Mushy. Good to see you. Good to see you. I know you guys usually are on when I'm on Thursday. I know this is a little odd, but I figured I'll go live the day before Gobble Gobble Day, and then I don't have to feel guilty about not going live this week because I didn't want to go live on Friday, to be quite honest. So, yeah, I want to be kind of low key for the next 2 days in terms of like spending time with family. My daughter's coming up, and I want to do that. I want to spend time with the fam. Okay. So today I was like, all right, if I'm going to go live, I'll do it today, make sure that I did it for this week. And then next week we'll go back to Thursday, Yeah. Good. Thank you. I'm glad you're happy.
Here comes the money.
Whoops. There we go. Now back to what we were talking about. Check this out. Let's go to where they were talking about like the actual minutes. Okay, so here we go. Does it have a breakdown? God, I wish they did. That'd make my life easier. But that's okay. We'll worry about the S1II. So the S1II, on the S1II, cinematic 4K at 120 frames a second, 420 10-bit, used to have approximately 20 minutes of record time to an SD card, but in about 15 minutes on an SD and CF Express on standard heat management. That has been improved to about 30 minutes and about 25 minutes, respectively, with thermal management set to standard, and approximately 60 minutes and 30 minutes, respectively, with thermal management set to high. So essentially, they doubled the amount of record time. Okay, being able to manage the thermal heat that's created from recording all this stuff. Now, me personally, I would never, ever record 4K 120 for 20 minutes. I don't know who's doing it and for what. I'd like to know. Post your comments in the chat, okay? Because what the heck are you doing? But guess what? There was 2 people out there that wanted to do it for more than 20 minutes, wasn't able to, and I'm sure they complained about it. And in most cases, we always hear the loudest voices, which tends to be a few people. Boy, oh boy. And if you wanted to record, I'm guessing the same thing, cinematic 4K at 120 frames a second for 60 minutes, you now can. Okay, congratulations. All right, you now can. What you're doing it for, I would love to know. Tag me in your post of that footage because I would love to know what you need for 60 minutes of 4K 120. All right. Now, I've used 4K 60 for like, I don't know, honestly, 30 seconds or something like that. Never have I ever imagined more than 5 minutes. If my intention is slow-mo. It's crazy. So cinematic 4K at 60 frames, 422 10-bit, not 420, used to cut off at 60 minutes and about 30 minutes on SD or CF Express on standard. But that's been improved to no limit. Let me say that again. No limit across the board. Okay, filmmakers who want to shoot continuously at CF Express at cinematic 4K at 60 frames will be able to record until the memory card is filled or battery dies, whichever comes first. Okay. Their same improvements are mirrored on full HD 60 422 10-bit, which now has no recording limit either. So these are great improvements. Okay, this is really good news. This is kind of in line of what we would expect when we pick up a Lumix camera. 4K unlimited record time. 4K at 60 frames. Okay. That is what we would expect. So I'm glad they took heed of that and acted on it real quick. So that just lets me think even more that when they wanted to release this camera, get it out there, and they knew the firmware was coming. I bet they knew that was going to come because they knew that would be the one thing folks are going to really hang their hat on and complain about. And they did. So there you go. Thank you, Rob. I do a bit of everything, video, but mainly photography. What kind of photography? Again, if you do portraits, I think you'll be fine with the primes you have. I really do. Me personally, if I had to pick up one lens, it would be a 50 mil, as I mentioned earlier, and I could smash any photo shoot I have with just the 50. So I can honestly say a 7200, it's a great thing to have. I know back in the day, having the Holy Trinity was like the holy grail. But me, I kind of look at it like you're looking at it now, photos and video. And there's a very rare occasion I need to pull out a 7200 for a video. But there's a lot of occasions for 85. There's a lot of occasions for even a 105 or a 135, but there's very few occasions where I need more than a 135 for portraits, so do with that great prime lenses, especially if you're not afraid to check out Viltrox. And, okay. What is going on with my feed? What are we doing here? This is it's good. I don't know what's going on today. Okay, this thing is tripping. I see this stupid Apple thing spinning here in front of me. It's getting me dizzy. Good Lord. There we go. Turn off. All right. I hope you guys still hear me. Anyway, we're back in business, sort of. Okay. Sort of. We're sort of back in business. I don't know what this thing is doing. I don't think it likes me now. Maybe it's a 7200 millimeter fan. And now I talk some crap about it and it wants to kick me off or make me look stuttery. That's what I'm noticing. So, but back to the Lumix, I really am happy that they did that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still waiting on the S1H Mark II, if that's ever gonna be a thing. And I'm actually, I'm really holding out. I really want to get a very video centric camera, either from Nikon or Lumix, a box style camera. And again, let me show you guys this in case if you weren't here. I'm black man. There we go. Check this out, everybody. Now this thing right here. Let me share that. Cool. Okay. Look at this. Look at this. Now you can't deny how amazing this news is. This news right here. I mentioned this earlier at the top of the show, but I'm going to show you it again. 30% off. Let me say it one more time for the chillins in the back. 30% off. Pixis 6K. Oh my God. My pockets, I'm telling you. They were like, when I saw this last night, I almost was like, okay, I might have to get this thing. $2,300. $2,300. You go to Adorama, it's on there. Okay, 20% off their monitors, 25% off 6K cameras. Their Pocket Cinema 6K with the same sensor in this Pixis, so you're not missing out. All right. I mean, in the 12K. Okay, that just says no. Ain't nobody tripping off that. Let's go back to here. Look at this thing. I mean, wow. You get a Pixis 6K, $2,300. Holy cow. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this. That is crazy. That's crazy. And that is on the L mount and EF mount. And a PL mount still dropped. It's 2460. I guess that's 30% off of the oh yeah, it is. Ooh wee. That's a look. That's time when you got to take a look at this deal. That's a deal. Okay. That's a deal right there, brother. Oh, thank you. I'm watching your videos, using them, and considering getting one. I was eyeing that Viltrox. Okay, Andre, I'm gonna have to just show it to you. Okay, give me a second here. All right, here we go. Here is that 135, Andre, right here. What is it? 82 millimeter filter thread. Look at that thing. And as you know, as we all know, sometimes bigger is better. Hello. So, take this off. Now, this lens is not a light lens. This thing is it's got some weight to it. Now, it has a floating optic or focusing mechanism in here. So like when you get it, you're like, what is that? It feels weird, but when you turn it on, it all locks in place. I absolutely love this lens. This lens is like that lens you pick out, and it's like pulling out at like I'm not sure if you're a marksman or anything like that, but when you pull out that DMR or whatnot, you're like, all right, I'm about to tap everything in sight with this thing. Yeah, you could do it across the room. This lens was a one hitter quitter kind of a lens. This lens is great. I love it. And it's on sale right now for like 700 something bucks. Andre, that lens is great. F1.8, beautiful for headshots, beautiful for portraits. I love it. Now, is it pound for pound, like hold up against a Plena? I'm going to say no. But it's a third of the price. There you go. It's worth checking out. I'm going to show it to you right now. Let's go to, just go right here. Check this out. Viltrox 135. Here we go. Z mount. I'm assuming you have Z mount. Look at that. Damn. You get it. This one says November 30th. Let's go to them. Okay. See, I purchased it myself. They didn't give me that. I wish they did, but they didn't. I purchased it right here on this live stream with all of you. Okay. 20% off right now. $719. OMG. Okay. That's crazy. That is nuts. $719. How I don't care what anybody says. That for that price, you got to check out that lens. Okay. Beautiful lens. And that reminded me when I first got my ZF, the IBIS was floating around. I was worried. Well, that, you know what? Yes. But you know, that ZF, that's one camera I wish I kept. That's one camera I wish I kept. That was it's a fun camera. It's just a fun camera. But yeah, but I'm telling you right now, I have loyal subscribers that are like, they may not like it. I gave it an honest shot. I really like the lens. And again, for $719 on Amazon, check it out. You know, they'll take the return. You're not going to find a lens like this for that price ever. Okay. That's just my opinion. All right. In the meantime, in between times, please go ahead and press that like, that share, to subscribe. It all helps. And if you're curious about why you don't see my videos pop up when I go live or post a video, well, it's because you didn't smash that bell icon. All right. And right now for Black Friday, I am hosting a very low price of $3.99 to smash that like and subscribe. Okay. So please go ahead and do that. Don't be a cheapskate. Just smash that like. What else is there? And another way, as I mentioned earlier, to support this channel is by becoming a member. Every membership allows me to dedicate more time to creating more and more content. And that's what I'd rather be doing for all of you out there and getting my hands on reviewing products and stuff like that. Because what I'm thinking about is using my Amazon account to purchase stuff. I just don't know if they'll ding me for returning it, right? But I'd like to purchase things that I can review for all of you out there, because you guys give me some great ideas and questions, and I want to make sure I come back at you with an experienced mindset. So either way, best way to support the channel, become a member now. It's only like $5 a month. All right. It's one less coffee to help out. And unfortunately, Google takes 30% of that. All right. So you're not helping me out live high on a hog by becoming a member. Okay. Let me tell you right now. All right. I'm in some sweats and a shirt I printed from Vistaprint. So there you go. Anyway, I will be going to WPPI. I hope all of you will be too, or at least some of you. And if you are, come and find me. I'm going to be wearing my orange beanie, thick black glasses. You know how I do. And I want to take a selfie with all of you. So please come find me. WPPI. Annie Leibovitz is the keynote speaker. So you got to come check that out. And last time I checked, it was only like $100 for full expo access. So you definitely want to come check out WPPI this year. It's going to be great. And I swear that Pocket 4 I keep seeing specs about will be out very, very soon. All right. What else is there? Oh, we got another comment. Oh, honestly, I don't see why they have to take any money from that. They already make so much money. I know it is. It's crazy. It really is. Because, even let's say the stream, I'm streaming for, an hour and a half or whatever, but it takes me a couple hours to prepare for it, get all the lights together, get the graphics going, promoting it everywhere. I'm promoting Google, I'm promoting YouTube all day with my channel. And then they come by and take 30%. That's pretty steep in my opinion. But what can I do? I think 20% would be a better route, since I create the content, and but it is what it is. That's just what I'm dealt with. So I only share that because some people might be like, oh, give you $5 a month. And I'm like, no, it's actually, you're giving me more like, I don't know, $3 or whatever it is. And that means I would need about 1,000 members to be like, okay, I could actually pay some rent around here. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So anyway, but it does help out tremendously. And again, it all helps me dedicate more time to making content. But yeah, you're right. It does seem like highway robbery, but until I can make up a YouTube platform and all of you are on it, I got to deal with the cards that are dealt, and I'm not going to complain about it. I just live. I'm just playing in the world that I'm living in. All right. Okay. So with all that said, this is a little bit shorter than usual, but I want to get live this week. Here I am. We did our due. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, of course, I want you to leave it all down below. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in, commenting, sharing, liking, and all that good stuff. Don't forget to smash the like on the way out and to subscribe to my channel. I will be live next week, so you definitely want to hit the bell icon. Until next time, keep shooting and stay creative. Thank you for watching, everybody.